And guys, and welcome back to another Big Al Devlin video. Now this video is one more of a serious note, and it's all about my road traffic accident that I experienced just over a year ago. I'm filming this currently prior to the court case that is handling it, that will probably see the man who hit us be put away for quite a few years because he was run out of order, so we say, with the manner of the accident. As a result, I will not be showing this video at the time of filming. It's a few months away from the court date now, but it's been just over a year since the accident. But I did want to nonetheless film it whilst my memory was here, whilst my mind was on the topic, and I wanted to film it for the purpose, well, for the hope that it's of at least some benefit to some of the people out there who have been through similar ordeals. It doesn't have to be a road traffic accident, it doesn't have to be a collision in a car, it could be an airplane crash, it could be a train wreckage, it could be a terrorist attack, it could be just simply you've gone out mountaineering and fallen, and your friend or loved one has fallen, or parachute accident. It could be anything, yeah. Really, it's just about the fragility of life, and I feel like for me, I want to share with you my injuries, my experiences of those injuries. I'll discuss briefly the injuries that my girlfriend suffered, which were far more severe than mine, but I will not discuss in detail out of respect to her on this video in regards to those injuries and how they've impacted on her. That's her story to tell, not mine. And I want to respect that. I don't want to bring up how she suffers on a daily basis as a result of that fatal day, so to speak. The details behind it then was in November 2016 I was struck from behind by a lorry or a truck, depending if you're American or English, carrying 15 tons of cement. So you can imagine we were hit by an immense weight. We were stuck on the motorway or the highway, okay, in a big traffic jam. The traffic jam was a result of simply rush hour, and I think there was also roadworks going ahead of us also, and there was a junction coming up. It was literally about a 2-mile setback of traffic, and we just happened to be at the end of it. We approached the traffic, came to a stop, and continued with our conversation, which happened to be about getting you bedwear at the time, you know, simple little things like that. You could be talking about beds and curtains and stuff like that, about pulling off early and going to the nearest shopping mall or whatever, and then all of a sudden, bang, it's all gone, okay? I noticed the truck coming from behind in my rear mirror, and I noticed and realised when I noticed him within my rear mirror that he had no time to stop at the speed that he was going, and knew that we were going to be struck. It's come out since that he actually had around roughly 12 seconds to react. It's not like I suddenly come to a stop and he suddenly then had to also come to a stop. He had 12 seconds from the moment where I was completely stationary to the moment for him to start braking and come stationary. He used me and my girlfriend as his brake pads. He used my car to stop his vehicle, and he hit us at a speed of 60 miles per hour, just over 60 miles per hour. Obviously I can't, as I say, share this video before the court case because it may affect the jury, and that's one of the reasons why I'm not showing, you know, I will be showing this video at a later date when it comes out. This will have been done and dealt with, and you can be free to ask within the comment section further details as attaining the actual crash itself, and the results of the court case. But we're not focusing on the evil, so to speak, that was done that day, because it's beyond an accident what occurred that day. Human beings make an accident. I could forgive a human being with no problem whatsoever for making an accident. Even if it led to serious injury to myself or a loved one, I could bring myself to forgiveness if what they did was simply human error. it was almost out of their hands. What he did was negligent. It was as good as on purpose, and so my forgiveness for him will never be here, and I'll be adamant about that. I think a lot of people, they preach forgiveness, and I feel in many ways it can soothe their heart, and my heart is not full of hatred for the man who hurt us. I'll make that clear right here, right now. I don't hate the man. The man means nothing to me. I neither hate him nor forgive him. He's just nothing to me. He's something that happened in my life that literally turned my world upside down and the world of my girlfriend upside down. The injuries, of course, that we suffered were severe. We were both knocked out unconscious for over 30 minutes, and my last residing memory was screaming in an exclamative, "Oh shit," realising what was going on, checking my mirrors, and then trying to pull out of the way. I obviously had no time to pull out of the way and was struck. The next thing I remember was waking up almost like from a dream, trying to swim through darkness, trying to come back obviously into the real world, and failing. At that point I was trying to get out, and all I could remember was seeing this image again and again of a truck coming in my rear mirror at us in this pool of darkness, so to speak, which was obviously, I assume, my unconsciousness. And I'm hoping, by the way, guys, that me sharing this information, by the way, is, as I say, it's helpful for someone out there who's suffered themselves or had a loved one suffer from it, because at the end of this video there will be what I will say is hope. I will give you how I've coped, how I've got on with my life and progressed. Okay, so if you some of you I know will be watching this just out of sheer interest, but I really do hope this touches the hearts of those who have personal experience, because until you've gone through it yourself, you never think it's going to happen to you. It's always on the movies, or it's always on the newspapers or on the telly. You never think it's going to happen to you until it happens to you. And when it happens to you, it terrifies you for the rest of your life. I mean, it's been nearly a year and a half now, just under a year and a half since the crash. As I say, it takes a long time from an accident to getting into court, especially when it's going up to the highest possible court, you know, Crown Court. It takes a significant longer period of time to handle the legality of things, but they forget that in between that time there's people, real people like myself, suffering, and after the court case it's not like that then fixes it. It just punishes the man who's hurt us. After it, we still, the ones who have been injured, have to continue with our injuries, and the man himself who hit us, perhaps he feels guilt. I don't know. We'll find out when we go to court. I may do an update video on that, but I don't know. I think that'd be distasteful, but from what I've heard, he feels very little guilt for what he's done to my girlfriend and to myself. Anyway, we were struck from behind. You can imagine the immense weight of 15 tons of concrete, the weight of the truck, which I don't know, must be at least 20 tons, travelling at 60 miles per hour, hitting a small stationary vehicle. The amount of damage that was done was immense. It was basically, it should have been a lethality. Me and my girlfriend should have died. In fact, actually, the policeman at the time, when we were taken to hospital, actually said that I was a hero, because if I had not just done that small movement with my steering wheel and tried to get us out of the way of the truck, I must have pressed the accelerator a little bit as well. If I hadn't have moved us a little bit, we would have been crushed between the truck that hit us and the articulated lorry that was in front of us at the same time. Okay, we would have been decapitated, we would have been brown bread, we would have been proper dead. Okay, and so there are those little things, an inch that way, which you hear on movies, but when it happens to you, become completely 100% real. I mean, literally an inch of moving a wheel saved both my life and the life of my girlfriend. And I don't want credit for that. I don't want credit for that. I just wish it never had to have happened. But I'm glad, at least in my mind, I feel no guilt Because at first I felt guilt. I felt incredible guilt that it was my fault. It wasn't. I had no idea. It wasn't my fault, obviously. I was struck from behind, but I felt incredible guilt because I felt responsible for my girlfriend because she was so severely injured. I felt guilty for her injuries. I thought they were my responsibility to prevent, and I failed to prevent them. I failed to protect her, and I was guilt-ridden, so badly guilt-ridden. That's why there was a very long period of time here on YouTube where there were no videos coming out. I just didn't want to be talking to the outside world in many ways, and that is one of the things they never really tell you about is survivor's guilt. It's called survivor's guilt. It's an actual medical condition where you survive and perhaps someone else doesn't, or someone comes off worse. You feel like you should swap places almost. I actually said on the day of the crash, I remember I said to well, my future sister-in-law, my girlfriend's sister, I said to her, I wish I'd just pulled the steering wheel the other way. I've been able to. Couldn't, it was blocked by another lorry. We were boxed in, but I wish I could have been able to turn left instead of right. That way it would have been me who took it, sorry, my girlfriend's injuries. I wish it had been me who could have taken it for her so she didn't have to suffer. And she said, don't be stupid, don't be silly. You saved a life. And I love you always for that. And I mean, it's getting personal now, and I don't want to get into the real personal experiences of it too much, because I feel that these people who have said these things to me, they've said it not in confidence, but they've said it to me. They've not said it to yourself, and I feel like a great deal of like I have to keep their confidence in many ways, even though what they've said is lovely things. I just want to try and keep it down to the injuries and how I've coped with my personal injuries. Obviously, as I said, when we were struck, my girlfriend, I mean, she has had life-changing injuries. Let's just say that they were going to amputate her leg on the day of the crash. They saved it, but she is wheelchair bound at the moment, and she's been made deaf, and a whole host of other injuries, scars all over the place where she's had metal work put in and all the rest of it. It's not my story to tell. I don't want to tell it, guys, but she was made, you know, I mean, the fact that she survived shows you how tough she is. She's like the Blue Terminator, and she has enough metal in her now to actually say that she is a Terminator. If she goes through the airport line, I'll tell you what, she can be buzzing. When this gun the arm, when this gun the leg, when this gun the head. So much metal all over the place. I'm trying to make jest of it, guys, because eventually after time that's what you've got to do. You can't go, oh God, it was horrible what happened to us. You've simply got to get on with life, and that's the key message that I've got here. Get on with life. Progress. Use it to make you stronger. Friedrich Nietzsche, that which does not kill you makes you stronger. And it does. I mean, I'd been made humbled. I'd been humbled earlier in life with bad experiences and stuff. But I truly, the weird thing is, because I was 29 when it happened, nearly 30, and I knew that we all die. Okay, I knew that we all die. We're organic matter. We rot. That's it. That's fact. We die. We either go in a grave or we're burnt. Okay? But you don't expect to die at 30. You think at 30 you've got, well, yeah, I might die. I might even die young, but at least I got at least another 20 years. Even if I die young, I've got another 20 years ahead of me. But I've got probably 40 to 60 years ahead of me with any luck. And you do have that very much regimented into your head. And nearly dying in your 20s resets that balance. It makes you really, truly, and I mean truly appreciate. There's appreciating, and then there's being literally thankful for every day that you have on this earth. And I live my life day by day now. I have long-term plans and ambitions and things like that. I have things that I want to achieve for obvious reasons, because you don't go anywhere without aims and objectives. But I don't dwell on the past anymore. My past, I've forgotten. literally, and I'll get into that into a while. But I live for the very day that I live now. Literally, this moment I'm talking to you, I'm living to make this video, to share my experiences with you, because I feel it will do some good for this world. That, you know, whenever my death may come in 5 minutes, at least if this video kind of gets out there, maybe I will have helped just one person, one extra person before my time comes. Hopefully it's a long, many years away, and in that case I hope I can achieve a lot of things, have children, a house, you know, do lots of good videos, like, you know, things like this, enjoy my hobbies, do my strongman, you know, all the rest of it. I've got all these things I want to do, but they're not guaranteed to me anymore. And I will just simply enjoy the process, the journey. I will enjoy the journey, because most people, we focus on the end point, especially, for example, if you're into sport like I am. You focus on getting into that end point, being a competitive strongman, for example, or competitive powerlifter, weightlifter, you know, that kind of thing, or being a competitive martial artist, winning that fight, getting to that fight, then the next end point, getting to that other fight, winning that fight, or if it's a strongman, getting that lift, whatever. It's many end points. To me, I don't live for that end point, which is how I used to live. I always used to live in the future, so to speak, trying to achieve my future goals and ambitions. Now I live here. I live in the journey that I'm taking to get here, and whether I get here or not, it won't matter to me. I want to get there, and I want to do the very best I can when I get there. But as long as I'm enjoying what I'm doing up to this point, and I'm achieving every moment of every second of every day up to that point, then I'm satisfied. I will die happy, because at least I know I've made the most of the life that I have ahead of me. Okay? And so any of you who have been through a near-death experience will understand that. I know you will. For me, however, there are some unique twists to how it's affected my life. I basically walked out of the car crash. How you walk out of a car crash like that, I don't know. Must be one tough son of a, you know what I mean? I don't know. Personally, I put it down to pure luck, and I actually got a tattoo, which you can't see, 'cause on my jacket, a pair of snakes representing the old Norse god of luck. And I got another tattoo on me, a ring here, because to represent what helped protect my girlfriend. She was carrying a big teddy that I bought her on the day of the crash. We'd gone to some exotic birdville to see parrots and cockatoos and stuff. And I bought her like this 4-foot tall parrot tattoo that she had proudly sat on her legs in front of her, and that apparently acted as an air cushion. It protected her chest, it protected her heart, and it protected her lungs and her ribs, and that helped contribute to her living through that day. And so I got that ring on my arm to represent what helped her that day. What that toy stuffed bird that we called Hero, that's Hero's ring on me. For me, I got out of there through sheer goddamn luck, or some kind of guardian angel or something, but for me it was luck in many respects, and that's why I got the god of luck put on me, because, you know, I can't explain it any other way. I couldn't. It would make me go nuts trying to explain how I walked out of there intact. Now, I'm not completely intact. Partly, first of all, guys, if anyone who's watching my my fitness videos that I have on here, you'll notice my thumb on my left side, that's my left hand, is perfectly fine, perfect mobility, perfect strength in the hand as well, very powerful hand. That's it. That's as much as I can move my right thumb. Now, if I bring it in, you can see it's actually fine, but I can't put it out. It's stuck there. I have to put it out. I can go up and down more, but I can't bring it in towards over here at all. That's as much as I can do. And as a result, I've also lost a lot of power out. I mean, look, my fingers are fine, but I've lost actually 60% power out of my right hand as well, which makes deadlift very hard. Well, no, I've lost 40%. I'm down to 60% strength. So my hand's been weakened severely, and my thumb mobility is zero, virtually. I basically have a paralysed thumb. I also, and I can't show you, but across the back of my head, my hair's a bit long. I had my head cut open. I was virtually scalped, and I took a really big blow to the back of the head. That was what knocked me out for 30 minutes. And when I woke up, as I say, my first experiences were trying to swim through darkness that failed, and the thing that really woke me up and brought me back to consciousness was hearing my girlfriend screaming, "I don't want to die, I don't want to die, oh my god, my leg, I don't want to die." And I remember waking up and going, it's okay, I'm gonna be good, you're not gonna die, I'm gonna get help, I just need to find my glasses first, because of course my glasses had been hid off during the car crash. By the way, these are the glasses that I wore in the car crash. Shows you how well they survived. There's a little cut on the glass where a piece of glass got wedged in, but I wear them for good luck now, more than anything. So I do have a proper pair of glasses upstairs, beautiful glasses, and I hardly ever wear them. I like these. They make me feel comfortable for some reason. But I was scrambling around looking for glasses. Anyway, eventually we got to the hospital. And well, eventually I was dragged out of the car, walked out the car. I don't remember walking out the car with the help of someone, a bystander, an innocent bystander, who I personally want to thank. And if you're watching this video, sir, I want to thank you. I don't know how to thank you, but you're always welcome in my home. If you ever need food, you come to my home, I'll feed you. If you ever need a roof over your head, you're cold, you get kicked out your house by, I don't know, whatever happens, you've always got a home. You've got somewhere to live. I don't know who you are. I wouldn't even recognise you, mate. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know your name. I don't know who you are. I don't know your face. But this is my opportunity here to thank you for helping me, because apparently you put the tourniquet around my girlfriend's leg, which stopped her bleeding out and losing her leg, and you also got me out of the car and orientated me. I remember you asking me, telling me that we'd been in a car crash. I had no idea. You asking me where I was going. I said home, and you also said, well, where is home? And I said, well, Birmingham. But I had no idea. I just knew I lived in the city of Birmingham. And since then, my long-term memory has been very poor. My short-term memory has been even worse. My long-term memory has started to get better over time. Initially, at first, my long-term memory, when friends were talking about things that we've all done together and laughing, I was saying, oh, that was a funny day, wasn't it? Or do you remember when we went to that club or wherever? I'd be sitting there thinking, feeling like an alien, like I'd not done any of the experiences, and going, laughing with them, oh yeah, I remember, yeah. But you know, when you, literally, there was no memory, no recollection of me participating in those events with them. I don't remember a lot of my life, my childhood, everything like that. There's glimpses of it, but not a lot, and it's getting better. I'm getting more of it, but the problem is you don't know what you've forgotten. You don't know what you've forgotten until someone asks you the question, oh, about and you're like, oh, I don't remember. You don't know what you forget. That's the problem with having memory loss. And my short-term memory loss is terrible. I can literally pick something up, put it down, walk away, and 2 seconds later forget I've put it down and go, oh hang on, where is it? Oh, I need my phone. For example, if I put my phone down on the sofa, walk away, 3 seconds, literally 2-3 seconds later, I'll be like, oh, I need my phone. I need to ring, where is it? And I'll be looking around, and I'll be searching everywhere. I'll go to where I think where I normally put it, which is the bedside table. I'll be going up and down, and it'll be there on the sofa, right where I started. And that sometimes puts me into tears. It sometimes puts me into tears with frustration. I break down and I cry, and because I feel useless. I feel at times like when I've gone to places 15 minutes down the road, a place called Solihull, where there's shops, and I'll go there and I'll go shopping. I'm having a lovely day, and then I suddenly think, a minute, how did I get here? An hour into shopping, an hour after shopping there, I'll be like, how did I get here? I know I'm in Solihull. I know who I am. I know I've been shopping because I've got shopping bags, but I won't know how I got there. Did I drive there? Did I take the bus? And I'll have to check my wallet, and I'll find in there my parking ticket, and I'll have to go to the car park where the parking ticket is, go on every level looking for my car until I find it. And that's one of the problems that I have with my short-term memory. The other day, literally yesterday, I took my dog for a walk with my mum, and my mum doesn't normally come for walks with me on the dog. She was just visiting, and we walked down to the corner store, which is literally 5 minutes away from the place where I live. And I went in, and when I walked out, I just walked straight out the corner store and started walking home. I'd forgotten that my mum and my dog were waiting for me outside the corner store, and I just walked up. I walked halfway up the road with them calling me, and I was like, "Are you talking to me?" Because of course one of the things that I have alongside short-term memory is I don't recognise faces properly anymore. I can, but it takes a lot of concentration. I have facial agnosia to some extent, and when I see the faces, even if I recognise them, I don't feel like I connect to them as such. They don't have the same, because I don't have long-term memory, they don't have the same sort of almost like story when you've been reading about a character and you feel like you know the character. If you were to flick to page 53, you'll just see the name, whatever the character's name is, and it's doing something. That's it, that's your only experience with that character. You don't have all the background knowledge behind it, you don't have all that, not love as such, but all that sort of feelings about them and stuff, and they feel a bit alien in many ways. The one thing I haven't loved is one of the things that I haven't lost is the love in my heart. I know who I love. I know I love my girlfriend. I know I love my parents. So even if I don't recognise their faces or them as a person, even if I don't remember past experiences at times with them, I always do feel my love for them. But sometimes it scares me thinking that I'm going to forget them and forget that I love them. And my biggest fear is that I'll be in a world where I'm surrounded by all the people that I love. I'll have my parents around, I'll have my girlfriend around, I even have children, but I'll be alone, because at times I feel so lonely. I feel like there's no one around that I know, because I don't, in my head sometimes I just don't know anyone. I feel like I'm the only person in this world that I have a connection with, and even myself sometimes I forget really who I am, my definition, what I would define myself as, and it is very, very, very upsetting when you start thinking like that. And so the only way that I can get through it is to say, no, today I'm going to live for today, I'm going to have my fun today, whoever it's with, whatever I'm doing, I'm going to have my fun. I'm going to progress, I'm going to do my work, I'm going to achieve, and then tomorrow I'll take the next day. There's no problem, no point trying to remember something that happened 10 years, 5 years ago, even 10 minutes ago, if it stops you living in that present point in time. Unfortunately, sometimes there are things that you're doing and you need to know what you've done to be able to continue doing what you're doing at that point in time, and that's when it becomes very, very, very hard to function. In addition to this, I also have no appetite. I've always had a low appetite, but I have no appetite. I would probably starve to death. If I didn't have people around me telling me to eat. I have to be told to eat. I never feel hungry. And I know I've done videos on here on supplementation and diet and stuff like that. That's because in my head I know my body probably does need nutrition, and I do it because my girlfriend was like, right, go make your protein drink and drink it in front of me. I will drink it, but I don't do it because I have hunger. I have no desire for food, I have no desire for nutrition. Even when I'm getting the shakes and I'm collapsing from hunger, which has happened for a few times, I've never once gone and looked or tried to search or forage or find food or go to the supermarket. I haven't done anything. I've just continued on with my life until someone said, God, you're right. I don't know, mate, you're hungry, eat, you know. So that's one of the problems. So is that I don't eat. The last thing that I had as well is what was described to me by the counsellors, feelings of dissociation. Apparently, I don't know if that's a correct term. I don't think it is, but basically I feel dead. So if there's a proper term for that, I feel like I'm not here in this world. I feel like I died and I'm in limbo. Okay, and that I'm a spirit in many ways, and it sounds stupid, it sounds silly, I know it is, my mind's intact enough to have logic, and my logic is telling me that is stupid. How can you be here and not be alive? And this is how it happened a few days after the crash. I just remember I turned around to my mum, who I was with at the time, and we were in a supermarket, and I had just grabbed her by the shoulders and I said, listen, I appreciate what you're doing. I know you're some kind of angel or divine spirit, and you're here to stay with me until I'm ready to, you know, accept my losses, accept that I'm dead, accept that people are hurt, and ready to move on to whatever afterlife it is. I'm not Christian, but you know, if it's a Christian heaven, cool, I'll go. If that's where I'm supposed to go, I'll go there. If it's a Nordic heaven, Valhalla, whatever, I'll go. If it's just that I disappear into nothingness, fine, cool. If that's what you want me to pass on to, I suppose I'll go. But please, please, I don't want to go. Not because I'm not ready. I'm ready to go. I'm finished. I've sussed you out. I've worked it out. I know you're here to try and get me ready to pass on. But all I ask is that you let me go back to the world from where I've come from, the world of the living, so I can watch over those that I love. I want to watch over my girlfriend. I want to watch her recover. I want to watch her have a family, even if it's not with me. Even if it's another man. I want to watch her. I want to protect her. I want to watch my parents. And if I can, in some way, I want to soothe their souls. I want to let them know that I'm kind of there. And if I can't, if all I have to do is just sit and watch, I'll be happy with that. I just want to sit and watch my family grow old and have a life, the life that I no longer have. And I still do feel like that. I feel like in many ways I'm in a fake world, a world like the Matrix almost, that has been created to stop me passing on because I'm not ready yet. It's a shame. But here's the thing, guys, hope. There's always hope. I feel good. I'm the happiest I've ever been, because the way that I deal with it is, well, it might be fake, but it's a good fake world. I'm happy. If this is limbo, or if this is heaven, this is some form of afterlife, or if this is real life and I'm just confused, it doesn't matter. It feels pretty good to be here because things are getting better. And that's what I'll say to you guys. Things always get better. Thank you.